Hi guys, how's it going? Caitlin here and welcome to my kitchen. I hope you're excited for another week of meal prep. Guys, if you don't have your prep video, I want you to just go in the description for this video. You'll find a couple links there to get your prep video for instant download, or if you have premium all access pass, then you will find that link in there as well. What are we making this week? We are making French beef dip, cashew chicken, and roasted sweet potato salad, and you will find options in the meal plan as well for making anything dairy free, and just recently for making anything paleo. So if you're dairy free or paleo on top of gluten free, then you can find exactly what you're looking for there. I have 3 varying levels of prep. If you want to get the time to table results as shown with the meal plan, you're gonna want to go with level 3. However, if all the gumption that you have in you is level 1, you will still love yourself later when you have that done. I promise you it'll make a huge impact. So let's get going, shall we? And as usual, guys, I'm going to start with something in level 3, because level 3 is stuff that does itself while we're doing other things, and that is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I'm going to boil my eggs. I'm not actually going to boil them. You could boil them if you want to. I'm putting mine in the pressure cooker. I just find it an easier way to get my eggs done. So I've got like a little egg holder. Holds 12 of them. I'm going to put 8 in there. And you always want to make sure you have water in your pressure cooker. So, oops. Well, that one's cracked. I guess I'm making an egg later. Look at what you're doing, Caitlin. 6, 7, 8. 8 non-cracked eggs. Cup of water in there. Okay, so I put it on the egg function. I press start. It's going to build its pressure. It's going to do its thing, and we're just going to let it do that. Back to level 1, shall we? All right, let's go. We're going to chunk up 2 peppers. So meal prep, what you're doing right now, it is a form of self-care. I promise you this is a form of self-care. Because if you ever have had that moment when it's like 4 o'clock and you're thinking, what's for supper? And you've got hungry people, you're hungry, you're tired. We always think of it as like, you know, everybody else is hungry and demanding of us, but at the same time, it hurts because we're hungry and we're demanding of us. And we have nobody else to count on to do it other than, you know, us. That's the thing about adulthood. You really have to be the one that's stepping up, and sometimes that sucks. Wouldn't it be great if it was just somebody else you had to think of that was like, you could ask somebody else, what's for dinner? But this takes one thing off of your plate. One thing off of your plate. You don't have to be thinking of what's for dinner because you already have a plan, you already have stuff prepped. So these don't have to be picture perfect chunked. You can do them whatever shape looks like it would be delicious to you. I'm a big shapes person with my meals. I like to think of how my vegetables are going to look being in there, and I know that's weird, but for some reason that's just the way my brain works, and I accept my brain for what it is. A weird, weird little brain that's particular about its slices of vegetables. So, 2 rough chops here. Make them bigger, you can make them smaller. You can do a mix of both. Because why the heck not? Okay. Here we go. We got some chunked bell peppers. Next, I'm gonna floret some broccoli. I really You can just use a head of broccoli. It all depends on how big or small your heads are though. This is for the cashew chicken. So maybe you want to think of how many people you have in your house, how many people like broccoli, how many people are going to eat broccoli. So I am going to put in just a tad more. By the way, if you ever want to save your broccoli stems, you can make broccoli slaw out of them really, really, really easily. Cut off kind of the woody end, just the very, very end there where it's kind of dried. Peel the rest of it, and then you can grate the rest of it. You can slice it really thin through mandolin if you want, if your mandolin has a julienne setting. So that for me looks like a good amount of broccoli. You know what? I'm just gonna do up the rest of it too, because then it's cut. Because I'm planning on doing some steamed veggies with the French beef dip on the side. And for steamed veggies, it kind of makes sense for me to use veggies that I'm using in other dishes this week. So I've got more leftover peppers. Do those up steamed. Those will be nice. This broccoli, that'll go well. Do some of the snap peas. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a delicious week, guys. Okay. We got that done. Now, I'm gonna thinly slice some red pepper. Now, this red pepper is a little bit of a behemoth. But I'm still gonna just slice it up because I'm gonna use it in other things. I know I will find other uses for this throughout the week. I do a lot of, I eat a lot of salads for lunches. And having some red onion that's pretty well ready, like I'll probably just dice this up a little bit for leftovers for salad, and I will be happy with it. So parts that looked a little funny. By the way, guys, only cut until you are feeling like you are not in a safe place. You always want to make sure when you're doing prep that you have a very sharp knife and a good cutting board. My cutting board has pockets. I love it. I love having pockets on my cutting board or prep board. Same way I like having pockets on leggings. They're just practical. It keeps my mess from like moving everywhere. Could not be without it. Okay, so we're going to peel and cube up some sweet potato. This will be for the sweet potato salad. So if you wanted to do it more now, if you wanted to have it for any other side dishes this week, you certainly could. For the French beef, I'm planning on putting mine over mashed sweet potato rather than a bun. Because after some random health issues, have decided to go back to paleo again. And it's crazy the difference that I can feel going paleo in like 5 days. I feel like I'm less bloated, I have more energy, I feel more alert, I honestly feel happier. It is just crazy the difference it makes when there's inflammation going on with your body. One sec, dumping out my garbage. So I know for other people that just eating, I don't want to say just eating gluten-free, but eating gluten-free and only gluten-free is enough for some people. Other people need to be gluten and oat-free. Other people need to be gluten and dairy-free, gluten, soy, dairy-free. There's so many different combinations that come with the gluten-free. I find it rare that it's ever just gluten that's the issue. If just gluten is the issue for you, awesome. But there are so many other things that can make a huge difference. And so much depends on just body type. I'm like, I know my body is like a little weird. My body tends to go to an inflammatory response and makes things really special. There we go. Now I'm going to put some water in those just to get them covered. And they really don't need to be anything more than just covered in water. So those are going to keep until I want them and I'm ready to roast them. So there's that. Okay guys, if that's all the gumption you have in you, you have completed level 1, you're doing awesome. If you still have more gas in the tank, let's go on to level 2. Level 2, we're gonna mix up some of our seasonings and sauces and stuff like that for the week. So we're gonna start with the beef dip seasonings. So get my thyme, onion powder, garlic powder, clove, pepper, salt, and a bay leaf. I need to bring everything over to me at once when I'm doing this, or I'm just gonna be like, huh? What did I do? Squirrel. Real true life struggles. And I know this seems like ridiculously easy to just have these spices mixed together. But can I tell you, this is gonna make a world of a difference when you're going to put something in your slow cooker and you're just going plunk and just dumping it in versus having to measure and do things. Most recipes, they're not big things, right? It's just all the little things add up until you're looking at it and you're thinking, I just don't want to do that right now. Now, if you've got a few little containers that you were doing things with, you might want to have yourself some masking tape and a marker. So I'm just gonna write FB for French beef. I'm just gonna put that masking tape just on top right there, and then that's ready to go. That's gonna be good to go. Okay. Sweet potato salad seasoning. Okay, so for our sweet potatoes, gonna get cinnamon, salt and pepper, here we go. Nice and easy. I know it's not much. It does not look like much, but it is, I promise. These little things that add up through the week that are just gonna make you feel so much better when you don't have to think. Okay, speaking of thinking, SP for sweet potato. Because then when I have my two little containers and they both look identical, then I'm gonna know which one goes with which. What I will not know is why that tape is not sticking on there, but that's okay. It's all right, all part of it. Okay, let's see. Oh, beef dip liquids. Sounds good, let's do it. Okay. All right, perfect. So let's start off with some coconut aminos. You could also be using a gluten-free soy sauce. Maybe you're not even gluten-free and you're just here for the prep and you can just use regular soy sauce. Just don't go bragging to me, okay? But no, really, honestly, these recipes could work for somebody even if they're not gluten-free. There's nothing that says you have to be gluten-free to eat these recipes because they're good. They're good. They taste good. They're nourishing. They've got the things you need in them. Let's see. Some fish sauce. Two teaspoons of fish sauce. Apple cider vinegar. And some lime juice. I'm just going to use half of a lime and say, good enough. Because if there's a little extra lime in there, I'm not that worried, really. Truth be told, not that worried. So is that over half a teaspoon? Sure is. Don't care. There we go. Fabulous. And that is it for just getting the sauce ready because we're gonna add broth to it as well, but this is a good little starter base because you just throw in your broth and then throw this on top. Get it marked with an FB. Let's see, cashew chicken sauce. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna use another 1/4 cup of coconut aminos or soy sauce. There's just something about the soy sauce or coconut aminos. It just adds easy flavor, right? 2 tablespoons of honey, which I have a 8-month-old baby in the house. So I'm swapping it for maple syrup. Same thing, it's sugar. It's sugar, sugar. Sugar, sugar? Sorry. Okay. Sugar, dun, 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 dun. Oh, honey, honey. Some rice vinegar. And gonna put in some chili paste. There we go. Now that is ready to roll. See. Now I'm just going to put together some balsamic vinegar dressing. You could use bottled balsamic vinegar dressing if you wanted to. You can make your own. You can use a different recipe. Any of these things are fine. So some oil, some vinegar, some maple syrup, a little bit of Dijon here. Release the pressure on this. Okay, and a clove of garlic. That's all I need in there. There we go. And I'll keep that out later. Okay, so you just got so many little containers this week that I really thought it was a good idea for me to balsamic vinegar, BV. Now, hopefully I'm gonna be the one looking at this, because if John's the one looking at it, aka hubby, he's gonna be like, what the heck is this marked with and why? But that's fine, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It'll be fine. He's very used to shaking his head at me, so. Oh, And guys, if that is all you have for gumption, you did awesome. You have completed level 2 prep and you are going to love yourself all week long. Speaking of loving myself, I'll take the lid off of that so I don't overcook my eggs. I'm actually going to grab those over there, just so they can cool off. I don't want them to keep on cooking after. Perfect, so we are on to level 3. One thing that I do want to do is toast my nuts. So I'm just going to do that in the air fryer. I'm just going to use the top, I think, yeah. You can do this in a pan, you can do it in the air fryer, whatever. You're just going to toast your nuts a little bit. I'm going to do it there. I want a half cup. I gave those a little shower to cool off. You can guess on this if you want to. I'm going to use a smaller stone. Okay, so that is approximately about half a cup of nuts. Just gonna wait for that to be done heating, and then I'm gonna throw it in there. I'm just gonna skip the preheat, because it doesn't take very long anyway. There we go. And I plan on getting my hands all meaty now. Yay! Not my favorite part, playing with raw meat, but it's one of those things that finds itself needing to be done from time to time. And I might as well get it done now, right? Because, like I say, this is a love yourself later type of activity. Gonna grab you know what? I'm going to start with the beef, and then I'm going to go to the chicken. So I'm just going to be trimming some of the fat off of my beef. There's like particular types of roasts that you could use for this and that you probably should use for it. I honestly just look and see what's on at a good price, because I figure once it goes in the slow cooker for a while, it's fine. Protein's protein, right? But depending on what roast you picked, you might have less to trim off than I do. I'm gonna try yeah, this knife definitely works better. This knife is like, it's a beast. I am not going to be worried about getting all of the fat off. I don't mind fat, fat's fine. Fat gives long-lasting energy, it fits into a healthy diet. And if there's a part you don't like, you just, you just take it off. Don't eat it. Whatever. No big deal. I'm going to say that is good enough for my liking, so I'm going to put that away. And last thing that I want to do is cube 3 pieces of chicken. If you prefer strips, you could do strips. The only person judging you here is you, which is sometimes just the worst. But really, it doesn't have to be perfection. It's going to be fine. In fact, it's going to be more than fine. It's going to be delicious. You're going to love this week. But just having this already cubed for your night, you're gonna love yourself for that, because you don't have to touch meat at that point in the evening. And you're just gonna throw this all together and you'll be like, wow, wasn't that quick and easy? And yes, it was quick and easy. You should love yourself for doing that. Do not get me wrong, this is 100% self-care. This is you taking care of you and your body and your family, and respecting and valuing your time and your sanity. And it's more than just throwing a meal together. It always is. Food means so much more than just sustenance. So good for you taking this time, doing this thing. There we go. Chicken is ready to go. Gonna put a lid on that. I've got 2 seconds left on my nuts. Voila, they're done. Okay guys, you did awesome. I don't want to touch anything until I wash my hands, but I want to say goodbye and thank you so much for coming, and I hope to see you next week. I hope you enjoy the menu this week, and if you get brave and try the paleo option, let me know, and we will chat soon. Bye-bye.